Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, wherever you're watching. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening. Hope you're doing great. Thank you for joining my live. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. As I've put in my caption, today we are speaking about how we are going to engage the kids during the holidays. The holidays are here. Most schools have closed. Others are closing from tomorrow. Others have already closed as from others have already closed as from Monday. You must have seen school children on the road coming home, and they're here for the holidays. And it's not just any other holiday, it's December holiday, and it's the longest holiday in the year. We know that they will be here for more than 2 months. That's the month of October. No, a bit of October, a bit of the all of November, and the all of December. So that's like 2.5 months. That's a lot of time to spend out of school. At least when they're in school, we know that they are grounded. They have some activities to do. They have classes to go to. They have games to play. They have assignments to do. And the kids are usually very engaged. But now they are here with us. And as you know, most parents go to work. They are very busy. Most of our parents wake up at 5, prepare to go to work. And by the time they are back home, it's already past 7 p.m. Right? If you work away from home and you're not a teacher, you know the struggle. At least for teachers, they will be home with their kids. But the rest of us, those who are doing businesses, those who go to work in the office, those who those who have to do some things out of home, you know how the struggle is. The struggle is real. Kindly remember to put a thumbs up on my. Kindly remember. As we said, the kids were home from this week, and it's going to be a long holiday. So we as parents have to learn ways with which we can be able to engage these kids. As we said earlier, they were very much engaged when they were in school with the many activities that teachers planned for them in school. So for us parents, we have to take it up from here until January when they will be going back to school. And if we don't plan for these holidays, it will plan us. I am a planner and we usually say if you don't plan, you plan to fail. Now, we don't have any other choice other than to plan for these kids. If we don't plan timely, we plan to fail even before we start the holidays. So, here today I'm going to give you ways with which we can be able to engage the kids. I know as parents, people have different ways of engaging the kids. First of all, if you are able to get some leave days during this time, maybe even 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and maybe a whole month even for leave, this is the best time, by the way, to take leave. I usually, there's a way I usually say it as a parent. Maybe you schedule your leave mostly during the holidays. If not in April, August, or in December, make sure that in one of, because it's impossible for you to be taking leave every other holiday. But then, if you even schedule to take a leave one of these leave days, or okay, if you plan to take leave one of the holidays, doesn't matter which type of holiday, as long as you get to spend time with these kids when they are home. So how about we first start by scheduling our leave days to be, if it's possible, we can't impose these things. It depends on your employer and it depends on your and okay. So as I was saying, it's good for you to schedule your leave during the holidays. And as I said, at times it's not possible. But if you get the opportunity to do so, please don't hesitate to schedule your holiday or your leave days at least to fall on those 3 holidays that are available during the year. Now, let's get to the elephant in the room. Kids are already home. And as you know, kids have a lot of energy. You as a parent, you have to lay ground rules. Have you already called for a meeting? For me, I did that this afternoon when the kids were back from school. We sat, we had a very formal meeting. We laid down ground rules. And we also agreed on the consequences that you're going to, how can I put it? We also agreed on the things that you're going to get yourself into if you don't follow this ground rule, So if you have not done that meeting, do so immediately. Have a sitting with the kids, or if it's one kid, have a sitting with your children and agree on the things that you expect from them during the holidays. Let it be clear that from the time they wake up in the morning, what are they going to do? And as a parent, you have to be very creative so that you can keep these children busy. It's at this time that many children get to engage in things that you have never even thought about, that your kids can get into such activities. Those things happen if they have a lot of time in their hands. Let me see. Yeah, my mic is still on. If you don't engage the kids during this time, by the time we are opening schools in January, there will be a lot of mess going around. And the kid that closed school now will be a very different kid by the time they're opening school. If you don't engage them, that is, if you don't keep them busy, if you don't watch them closely, it's just a short, like they they just flip within a very short time. Within a very short time, they just they become a very different person. Especially if you have kids that are becoming or are already teenagers, and those who are already around 10 years going up. Even the young ones, they also need to be watched closely during this time. I know most people prefer to be taking their kids to up country, to stay with the parents, to stay with relatives, to stay with friends. Yeah, it's good sometimes, but then I would encourage that oh, thank you, Miss Lydia. Miss Lydia is a new friend I met today. Thank you for joining my live. Hello, thank you for joining my live, Miss Lydia. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, thank you for joining. Mm. Hi. Thank you. Right on time. Yes, sure. I delayed a bit from when we were on the other live. I said I was going to go straight to have my own live, but then having kids, I'm telling you, you can't say you're going to do something immediately. So I had to wait for them to be engaged so that I would come on this live. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. So today we are speaking about how to engage the kids during the holidays. Miss Lydia, are you in Kenya? Are you in Kenya? If you're in Kenya, you'll know that schools have already closed. But I was scrolling, then boom, I saw you being thank you. Okay, thank you for joining. Today we are speaking about kids. They have closed school if you're in Kenya, and we know children have to be really engaged during this time, because if you don't engage them, you might be shocked by the time they are going back to school next year. The things that these kids get up to without our knowledge, it can really it yeah. So use the other ones that you have. So what we have said is, let's engage them from the word go. Set the ground rules so that everyone is clear on what is expected of them during this holiday. First things first, I'm thinking that what you're going to do is take have a roster from the time they wake up. It doesn't matter the time they wake up because it's an holiday. You don't need to wake them up very early. Let them sleep. Let them have their beauty sleep. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. Leave it like that. Leave it like that. It's okay. Have a very clear duty roster from the time the kids wake up in the morning. Don't force them to wake up early. Leave them to have their beauty sleep. Let them sleep. Let them sleep even past 8. That's very okay. Let them rest. Another Miss Lydia, another. Let them sleep until the time they wake up. When they wake up, immediately they wake up, let them know what they're expected to do. For me, I've already told them what to do as soon as they wake up. First things first, they have to make their beds. It doesn't matter if they make it so well or you still have to come back and do it, as long as they show the effort of making that bed. That's the first step. They have to make their bed the first thing they do in the morning. Next thing, I'm just giving a typical example as a parent. After waking up, they make their beds. They make their bed before coming down to brush and take their breakfast straight. Those things follow each other back to back. After that, they'll start by cleaning the compound or cleaning the area around our home. So after taking the breakfast, we now allocate them what to do for the day. Like on a particular day, we can tell them to clean the compound, to clean their shoes. Not that they will clean it for it to be very clean, but they'll be able to clean it in a way that it shows that they're learning something. After that, maybe you tell them to read a book. So this time you have to really plan and even have books that the children can be reading while at home. You can give them a book, like a storybook to read, and then later on come and go through that book that they have read and ask them so that you know that they have actually read. The kids, they can really plan you. So make sure that you go through the books that you have given them to read and ask them questions from that book. I'm telling you, being a parent is a full-time job. The good thing about being a parent is that you learn and you get to know new things every other day. Yes, you get to learn new things every other day, and you get to learn new things every other day, and it's a very good experience. So don't tire. Don't wish to send your kids away. Don't feel like your own kids are a burden. Don't don't feel like your free time will be taken away from you. I've seen online, if you can see those parental groups online, you'll see that most parents are already getting tired before even the holidays begin. Let's not reach that point. I know it's not easy, but then as a parent, you have to walk through this. Imagine it's just going to be a very short time, and these kids are going to grow out of there. They were babies, you used to hold them. Now you can't even hold them right now. They're already on their own. They have already outgrown your lap. Soon they will even outgrow your home, and they are going to be adults with their own homes. So it's just a short period of time before they start their own place or they start their own families. So let's really get engaged as parents. Let's be very close. Don't just say shule zimefungwa, I'm going to send my kids to the grandparents. Even if you're going to send these kids to their grandparents, I wish that you are there as a parent. Don't get used to sending kids away. And most of our parents, they are no longer young as they used to be. And imagine living like maybe you're a family of 5 or 6. Everyone is sending their kids home for these old parents to be taking care of these kids. Imagine you are maybe a family of 5, and everyone is sending their kids to the grandparents. The grandparents have already taken care of you as their kid when you're growing up, and now we are burdened. I know sometimes it's we don't have any other alternative but to send these kids up country to stay with our parents. But then also kuwa na roho ya huruma. Don't just leave the kids there throughout the holiday for 8 weeks. You leave your kids there. No one, like you leaving your kids with your parents to take care of the kids alone. I prefer that when my kids are country, I'm there also. I can't like just leave them to go. At times, these kids even overwhelm our own parents. Most parents don't like saying about this, but I know, most of them are old. So let's not transfer our responsibilities to our parents. But because we don't want any disturbance, we don't want the kids that they will be too much to handle during the holidays. As a parent, we have to walk this journey. There's no shortcut. Wengine are saying, I wish the kids, as I said, when you join these parental groups where you get to see parents, most of them, if you see the conversations in those groups, you get to wonder, wow, I didn't know it's this bad. Some people are already asking themselves, what are we going to do with these kids? What are we going to do with the kids? Because 2.5 months is not a child's play. It's not a child's play. It needs you as a parent to just be there, to be there for your kids, to plan so well, and to engage them. There's no shortcut. There's no shortcut. And with the many things that are going on in the world right now, it would be better if you keep the kids close to you so that you can monitor anything that's happening. Things are happening, and if you don't put these kids close, you don't monitor them closely, you might learn too late that things are happening and you didn't even know. Even the people that you think they are family, I'm just saying an example. You have had cases of people that you thought are family, but then they do some things to kids that you wonder, is this person really family? So to avoid those things happening, how about we keep these kids close to us during the holidays? Yes, If you have an opportunity as a parent, ask for leave. Stay with these kids at home. Set the ground rules running. If you have not had a meeting with the kids, because most of them closed Janan today, have a meeting, like a formal meeting with minutes and the rest, with the agenda. Nowadays, things have gone. That our way of nurturing these kids is not like the way our parents did. So that the kids can know this is a serious matter, like have a minuted meeting with agendas and the rest, even with the hobbies, with dates and even the time. Like start with a prayer, start the meeting officially. That's what I did today, by the way. I'm just saying the things that we did today with the kids. Like have a very formal learning. Thank you, Miss Lydia. Thank you, Ryle, for joining. Like have a really a purposeful meeting with them. It won't cost anything. It's just so that they know this is what is expected of me. And after the meeting, you see the way when you have formal meetings, after the meeting, like the secretary, then now you assign everyone the secretary, Nana, and you sign. Like those rules are binding. And keep record of anything that these children do. If someone that goes against what was discussed in the meeting, on the side, there's a, what do we call? There's a consequence of going against the rules. Because if you don't become so strict and you follow these things closely, as we say in Kenya, kitakuramba, kitaturamba, and we really have to keep a very watchful eye on the kids. Yes. So let me just give typical example. If you have other examples, maybe we can have a chat. Thank you for joining. By the way, leave a thumbs up on my video, on my live, so that it can be suggested to other people, so that more people can be able to join. Thank you for joining. I appreciate everyone on this live, even those who have left a thumbs up, those who have left a comment. Thank you so much. So the things that you can be able to do with the kids to engage them is let them learn a new hobby during the holidays. For example, even if they are boys, I'm just giving an example, enroll them to baking classes, or even to learn how to play an instrument, or even to learn an art. They're like enrolling them to football classes, or it's as it is called, like the one I know that's around here, it's called, thank you, it's called a football academy. Someone here is telling me ballerina, like skating, like playing, what do we call this thing? Bike riding. They're giving me examples. Engage this skill, engage. Thank you. They're telling me karate, ballerina, and the rest. Football. Let them learn how to play an instrument, take them to baking classes, or you can buy these cookbooks. You've seen these cookbooks, but be ready to do the cleaning after. It's fun, by the way, until it gets to the cleaning part. That's where the joy ends as a parent. But what do we do? You can buy this cook when you go to the supermarket or bookshops. You can tell them to sell for you these cookbooks. There's a lot of things, by the way, in the bookshops nowadays. You can buy one. Buy the ingredients, make it fun. Buy everybody an apron and say, today we are going to cook. Today we are going to learn how to cook pizza. Things that after them baking, it's something that they will like eating. You know, like we're cooking mandazi today. We are cooking cookies. Those something that these kids like. Go on a spree. Buy the book. Buy the ingredients. Buy the aprons. Get your cleaning items ready, because the cleaning that you will do after this is not something for the faint-hearted. So something for the faint-hearted. You have to be ready to clean after you do these activities. So engage the kids in an hobby that they like. Let the kids learn a new skill. If they didn't know how to play an instrument, for example, the keyboard, the piano, the what do we call this one? This I don't know the name. Violin. They tell me it's called violin. If you check around, even in your phone, the activities that are offered, just right there on the Google search, violin classes around my area. Uh, Such things, ballerina classes around my area, skating classes around my area. Imagine nowadays all those things are available on Google. Even there are schools who offer Alima Coast. Hi, host. Hi, Alima. Thank you for joining, Alima. I appreciate you. I appreciate you joining my live. Just check on the Google where you can have these things that you can be able to engage the kids. If that's not enough, if you do this, by the way, we are now days are moving. We are doing these things so that we can be able to engage them until they open school. Another thing is that you have to. Someone is there on the chat. I don't know why my chats keep disappearing, or I should pin the chats. They keep disappearing, but we move on regardless. As soon as I'm able to view the chats, I'll I'll respond. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Just a second, I'm just assisting. Our thing is to keep them busy, because there's a place, or as you know, if you're not busy, you tend to think, have a lot of thoughts to your mind drifts away. But as a parent, keep the kids busy during this holiday. Keep them busy. I know they will not like, by the way, because most of these things that you're trying to introduce to them, most of them don't like. For example, you tell someone you have to sweep the compound, you have to arrange the couch, you have to wipe the dining table. That today so and so is going to keep the dining table clean throughout the day. So and so is going to sweep the compound this particular day. So and so is going to water the plants this particular day. Not that they will be doing that throughout the day, but then someone knows at the back of their mind that I'm expected to do this during this particular day. And in the evening, when you come, if you're not available at home, supervise. Go and check. Did this like done? Thank you, Miss Lydia, for liking. Thank you so much. We share, like, share. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alima. These are my new friends, by the way. I made them today. Let me know, guys, when you're having your own lives. I will join and I will support. Next time, even on the chat, let me know when you're having your own lives. I'll be able to support you guys. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. I mentioned to you on the other live that I'm going to have my own life, and here you are. Thank you, my new buddies, and thank you for joining. So, as I was saying, make sure that when you return in the evening, because most of us parents are working during the day, supervise. Maybe ask the nanny, did so and so clean the table as he spoke in the morning? Did so and so clean dara dara? did this happen? And make sure you're on the same page with your nanny so that she can be able to tell you if these kids are following what you said. Because if you're not on the same page with your nanny, you will be shocked that what you had anticipated that these kids are going to, unless you have cameras around your home. You know, if you have cameras, it's a very good monitoring tool. I don't know how to put it, but if you have cameras, by the way, not that it's 100%, but you can be able to know real time what are these kids doing. Have they made their beds? Have they cleaned their compound? Is the house clean? Hmm? But if you don't have cameras, how about you be on the same page with your nanny? Even buy airtime for your nanny so that you can be asking about the progress of the kids. Keep calling. How are they doing this? Where are they? Because during this time you find that the kids can just decide to go and play even in areas that are not designated for playing. You know, some kids, even as soon as the parent goes to work, some kids follow the parents. When you board, when you drive to work or when you board a matatu to work, they follow you. Shortly after you leave, they also board the same matatu, or they board a matatu and they leave. And when they know that mommy is coming back at 6, they'll just come home 5 minutes before you're there. And you will never know that your kid left. If you don't have cameras, you'll never know the whereabouts of your kids. Unless, as we said, you are on the same page with your nanny. Make your nanny your friend. Mm-mm. Jay, go and assist. Mm, please. As I said, make your nanny your friend. It's at this time that you have to be on the same page. Even if you're going to buy a gift, even if you're going to, what do we call, you motivate her with a gift so that you should be giving you real time updates on what is happening. This is the time. Sorry for that. It's fine. Okay. As we were saying, another thing that a parent can do during these holidays is to make sure, like, this is like a bonus tip. Okay, welcome back. I had taken a very short commercial break, but I'm back. As we're saying, as we are continuing to have this conversation, let's I'm feeling my eyes are not. I was saying, let's the tips that we have said so far is let them learn a new skill. By this skill, we mean something new that I've never learned before, something like making, playing an instrument, maybe baking, cooking, uh, skating. You know those activities that kids can. New skill that a kid can learn. Riding a bike. There are kids who are at some point they have not learned how to ride bikes. Maybe you introduce them to riding bikes. Others, if they are older than 18, because those are still kids. And Another thing that you can be able to do with the kids is to learn or schedule or engage them in outdoor activities. During the school time when they were in school, they were mostly indoors and they were really doing one or two things in school, just learning, doing assignments, playing a little bit, going for lunch, going for tea break, and going back to class. And these kids have been in class back to back for most part of the year. This is a time that they get to engage outdoors. So, as a parent, engage them in outdoor activities, activities that they can be able to do it out of the house or out of your home, so that the kids can be able to Welcome back. Welcome back. As we were saying, that you engage the kids with outdoor activities. But these we mean the activities that can be done outside the house. You see, there's some activities that you can be able to engage your kids in, but inside the house. But then we're encouraging, or I'm encouraging that we engage them in activities outside the house. As we have said, most times of the year, or most part of the year, they have been in class back to back. They have been going to class, going out for short breaks, going back to class throughout the day. So schedule outdoor activities to engage the kids so that they can be able to